The federal government has directed all public universities, polytechnics and colleges of education to publish their financial statements and academic performance reports annually, beginning in the first quarter of each year. Minister of Education Dr. Tunji Alausa announced this on Tuesday in Abuja during the official launch of the Federal Tertiary Institution Governance, a Transparency Platform, a landmark initiative designed to promote transparency, accountability and data-driven governance across the nation's tertiary education sector. Rise News analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss how this directive can enhance transparency and curb corruption in tertiary institutions. Mr. Sobowale, it's good to have you with us.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
Very good.
Right.
So, what are your thoughts on this transparency within the education sector, especially on public expenditure?
Right. It seems they are bringing corporate governance to the tertiary institutions. But I'm surprised because I thought they have always been there. Because I think the people in the ivory tower are usually the authors of ideas like that. But then, you see, he linked it with the industrial crisis, industrial in the universities. And he said they want to make sure that ASU does not go on strike. That is what concerns me and interests me. How you can marry that to using data access to enhance efficiency, accountability, and transparency. I don't care how it goes about it. But he said they will make sure ASU does not go on strike. If they are going to make sure ASU does not go on strike, it is not by making technology drive management and financial accountability that will stop that. It is listening to the crisis that made those ASU people go on strike, which invariably has to do with infrastructure availability of research materials and educational facilities. If this will enhance that, I buy into it. But the idea is to make sure that the universities can develop almost independently if they all have access, mutual access to what is available, where, when, and how, and link that up with business and government to enhance university education and bring in economic development. It is okay, it's a laudable project, but then the universities have to be open for the project to see its way through. Networking is always good, but if you network, how do I put, inefficiency, you are just computerizing, you are not shortening the speed of service delivery or the quality of service delivery. Yes, I work on the project. We are in the digital age, but don't let us sweep under the carpet the industrial relations issues that have made students and lecturers absent from the tertiary institutions. That one should be addressed, and if it is possible to nip it in the bud with this, they are welcome. Otherwise, it's a laudable project.
Well said, Mr. Sobowale. It's great that you applaud this, but some don't share that. Like, well, for instance, we're hearing that some vice chancellors are already complaining that this violates university autonomy. Do you think that this is transparency really an attack on autonomy, or is this just a resistance to accountability?
Yes, the resistance to change by the vice chancellors. You get me?
Yeah.
They will call it unnecessary interference. But it is, they say who plays the piper, they change the tune. In Nigeria, it's the universities mostly, until the advent of these wealthy universities, the state and federal government that have been funding universities. So if they pool resources together for more efficiency and transparency, the Council of Vice Chancellors, but what I heard was different. Their chairman was commending this effort. You get me? Although that could be some people, people resist change.
Of course.
Resist change because maybe it causes them out, because it reveals what they want to hide. And you see, if you look at data accessibility and transparency, you see, the universities, you have some of the worst dictators in the departments in the universities. You have professors, they are lord of the manor. If you are writing your thesis, if you don't dance with their tune and things, if you look at structure under strategic management, they have a flat structure. You have some people with organigram, you have various levels. It's demand of there. and everybody kowtows. You get me? So such people will not like the transparency that reveals funding, management side, and so many other things. So they can protest, but when change comes, you see, it doesn't seek anybody's permission.
That's right.
That's why they say change management is oxymoron. You get me? The change comes, and if it comes, if you don't follow, it will sweep you away.
Yeah.
That's the essence of innovation and transformation.
Yeah. If one wants to be more specific, how would that be more? This would be more useful when it comes to the issue of grants. You know, we're giving these grants, but we're not seeing that much development research. You know, the output for research, and like you said, sometimes some of these academia alone to themselves and probably not, you know, being as transparent as they should. So to launch,
there's no synergy.
There's no synergy in that respect.
Selfish reasons. You see, if you have good knowledge about something, you want to use your patent and your copyright to get as much as possible out of it before it can be universally distributed. But if you have the sort of network, the NGR research Nigeria, something that they are put on the ground, it's been there since 2012. You have access to data, to research, to educational materials, to even, okay, you mentioned autonomy the other time.
Yeah.
If you have the connectivity, you have a research project, if you have a broad spectrum of industries and so on, you can know where you can tap into and fund even your university without seeking financial assistance from government, although that will come anyway. But you can make for better financial autonomy. But when they talk of autonomy in the universities, you know what it is. They want exclusive, not inclusive authority, exclusive authority devoid of federal intervention or any other supervisory.
Even for a
body.
public school, even for a public school, sir.
Yes.
In that regard.
Yes. Our universities are public institutions. You get me? Since they belong to the state. But in the private university, you can't do that.
Of course.
You place the paper behind. But here, if government is trying to monitor performance, monitor transparency, monitor financial accountability through networking, it's a welcome development. It will make for efficiency and lessen corruption.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Mr. Sobowale, still towing that line or in that same breath, we know that ASU frequently goes on strike based on the funding situation.
Yes.
Do you anticipate that these disclosures might show whether universities actually lack the funds, or do you think that we might see scenarios where existing funds are mismanaged?
Well, it will be. You see, you are optimistic, I'm skeptical.
Yeah.
You can't be both. You see, like I said earlier, if this networking and transparency improves efficiency and is able to meet the demands that make these last few people go on strike so frequently, if it minimizes it, if they see the assets available to those who employ them, and they see how far it can go, maybe that will lessen their demands or channel it to other sources they have not known before, but which they will know from the connectivity. So it will make data, information, knowledge available, and hopefully it will smoothen the industrial relations terrain and make students stay more in school than hitherto, and lecturers and their pay by teaching the students.
You remember when we started this discussion, you mentioned the issue of timing itself, that ordinarily this should have been a norm within the university,
the
education sector.
Who teach us ideas anyway.
Yes. So it's like, why, with all the strikes that we've been having every now and then, probably the government just thought about it. Okay, fine, if I'm giving you all of this, what about accountability on your part?
Yes.
To a large extent.
Yes, you are correct. You see, the government and the university system have always been at each other's road. I remember during the military era, I schooled during the military. When they go on strike like this, it was one of the lecturers who went to the soldiers, said, look, they don't have connection with the outside world. Tell them to leave the quarters if they don't. That broke the back of the strike.
Yeah.
So you never know. Maybe they feel if they know all the resources available to government and to the Senate, to the governing council and the universities, they will limit their demands or maybe expand it. But the transparency will be there for all to see what is available and what you can ask for. Because you can't ask for what is not available anyway. So that will decide the politics of it, who gets what, when, and how. Yes.
Thank you so much for your wonderful analysis, Mr. Dayo Sobowale. We appreciate your time as always here on Newsday. Thank you.